So let me first explain what a capacitor is in simple terms. The ESC basically takes in the power from the battery and drives the motor. Now, as the ESC draws the voltage or the amperage out of the battery to drive the motor, it causes ripples or spikes in the voltage that expend more energy out of the battery and the ESC. So what the cat pack basically does is it fills in the gaps of those ripples. So it stores energy into the cat pack that helps fill the ripples so that the performance of the car is smoother, better, creates less heat, and hopefully more efficient speed. So there's my brief description of what a cat pack does. So let's get on with it. Welcome to Wigan RC, and today is a quick video on how to make your own capacitors for your RC car. So for this you're going to need a perf board, so we've picked up one of those, and capacitors. So I've got a few different capacitors. I've got some 680 ones, 35 volts, and a few other types, and I'm going to experiment with a few. I've got some 50 volts 2200s, and I'm going to basically see what I can do some tests with my RC car to see what works best. So been looking for some solutions on YouTube in the RC world, but many people trying to make their own capacitors seem to have a big secret behind this. So here's for everybody who wants to have a crack themselves. Okay, let's get started. So first I've marked out where I'm going to line up my capacitors, and basically we've got a cathode and an anode on the capacitor. We're going to line them up in parallel and solder them up. So hang tight. So here I've put the capacitors in, and as you can see I've marked where I want all the capacitors to go and slot that in right there. Hold on. Right, so there is my perf board, and make sure you've got the capacitors, negative and positive side, getting ready. So I've got all of the cathodes and anodes lined up. So cathodes are on the right, anodes on the left, and then what I'm going to simply do is turn this over, and then I'm going to bend all of the pins over like that, and then all of those ones over like that, and then bring those this side, ready to solder. Sorry. Let's get it correct. So there we go. So all the cathodes are going one way, all the anodes are going the other way. So we're ready to solder. So here we are with them all in place, and as you can see here I've joined that group of wires, and then I'm just going to bend around this wire there, And do this one there. And then we can solder all this together. Okay, hang tight. So here we have the soldering complete, and basically what I've done is I've soldered one wire to the cathode and the other wire to the anode. So this coming through here, I'm then going to put some XT90s connectors on this end that I can plug straight into my ESC. Okay, so hold on next. Meanwhile, I clean this up. I may put a carbon fibre plate over this and then heat shrink it, and then we'll test it out. So I finished soldering the capacitors, and what I've done here is I've put some XT90s on there, and I've got a little LED light I've put to the positive and negative. And to do a test, all I'm going to do is I'm going to touch the positive and this together, and as you can see the light is on. Hold it for 5 seconds and take it away, and the light is still on. So now I know that this capacitor is working correctly and it's holding charge from the wires, so we know that it is working the way it's supposed to. So all you've got to do is make sure that you wire up the correct way around. So obviously if you look and see that big white stripe, you know that's the negative side, the cathode, and you know the other side of the capacitor is the anode. So all I've done is connect them up in parallel, as you can see there, and it's working great. So I will add some heat shrink first and quickly show you that. So I'll add the heat shrink and then show you after. Okay, so to recap, we've finished. I've just heat shrunk. I've put something on the bottom so it's not too exposed and it doesn't protect the wires. And again, if I just touch the positive and the negative, there we go, you can see the light is on. Okay, and as I take it off, it is now charged, so quite a bright light. So there you go, quick video on how to make your own capacitor. You can use Panasonic top grade gold capacitors which have a low ESR, so hopefully this will get the ripple down. And I thought I'd do a quick video showing people how to do their own cat packs. There's a lot of people doing them. I've got no intention of selling cat packs, but I want to be able to do my own whenever I wish, to whatever standard, for a 6S, 4S or an 8S application. So there you go. So comment, like, subscribe to Wigan RC, and happy soldering. Wigan RC signing off.